Hello students, good morning. Welcome to online learning standard 10 subject science. Dear students, in 10th standard science, the lesson which we are discussing is unit number 8, which is periodic classification of elements. And in this unit, various topics we have discussed so far. And today, using this video, we are going to discuss about alloys. We have to know what is called as alloy, how it is prepared, its characteristics, types and uses, everything we have to discuss. Also, we have to discuss about amalgam. So these two are the things we are going to discuss using this video. What are they? One is alloy and one more is amalgam. Is it clear, students? Yes. Okay. First, we have to be familiar with what are called as alloys. Look here, students, the answer is given here. What are alloys? An alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals with certain non-metallic elements. Okay. So we know about solids. When one solid is mixed with another solid, we get a solid solution and it is called as alloy. So it is given here. An alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. So we can say when metals combined together. Okay, the simplest example is brass. Brass means pittalai. We have been using the things made of brass in our house, isn't it? Yes, you might have seen it. Okay, so it is a metal, or it is not a metal, it is an alloy which is composed of two metals. Those are copper and zinc. So what is alloy? An alloy is a homogeneous mixture. Why it is called as homogeneous? After mixing one metal with another metal, there is an uniformity is maintained. That is why it is called as homogeneous mixture. So alloy can be defined as it is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, or sometimes a metal can be mixed with a non-metal also. So we can define alloy as an alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, or one metal is combined with a non-metal, so that we will get a alloy. Okay, so this is the definition of alloy. Now I am going to show you an example of alloy. Look here. We have to think about pure gold. Have you ever think of it? This is the picture of pure gold. Students, is it possible to make jewelry with this pure gold? No, it's not possible. Why it is not possible? Because the pure gold is very soft in nature, so it cannot be molded the shapes which we require. Okay, so what the goldsmith will do? They will add a little quantity of copper with what? With the pure form of the gold. So in this case, gold is a metal, also copper is a metal. So one metal is mixed with another metal, and it can be considered as an example for alloy. So this is the simplest example for alloy. The pure gold is not suitable for making jewels. So what is added? Another metal, that is copper, is added in little quantity in order to make it hard, so that we get the impure form of the metal, which is considered as an alloy. And after alloying gold with copper, it can be used for making jewels like this. Okay, is it clear, students? Okay, so I think from this example, it came to a clear understanding about what is called as alloy. Then one more thing I need to tell you about the properties of alloys. Just now I told you an example. The pure form of gold is very soft, but when it is mixed with a little quantity of copper, it becomes hard. So from this activity, what we can conclude is the properties of alloys are different from the metals from which they are produced. Is it clear, students? What I am saying now? After alloying, there is a change in the properties of metals, or we can say the properties of alloys are entirely different from the corresponding metals. So two things we have seen here. One is the definition of alloy, and the one more is about the properties of alloys. After alloying, there is a change in the properties of metals. Okay, Vama? Okay, dear students. Next, we will see about amalgam. We have to be familiar what is called as amalgam. Dear students, the amalgam is a concept. It's widely used when mercury is used. Whenever mercury is doped with a metal, that is called as amalgam. Okay, read the definition. It is given here. An amalgam is an alloy of mercury with another metal. When any metal is amalgamated, or when any metal is alloyed with mercury, we will get amalgam. So amalgam is nothing but metal plus mercury produces the corresponding metal amalgam. So what is amalgam? When a metal is mixed with, or when a metal is alloyed with mercury, we get an amalgam. Is it clear? Okay, ma'am. Now read here. These alloys are formed through metallic bonding. It's given about the bonding between the mercury and the metal. What kind of bonding exists? There is a metallic bonding exists between the amalgamated particles. These alloys are formed through metallic bonding with the electrostatic force of attraction between the electrons and the positively charged metal ions. So there is an electrostatic force of attraction between what and what? Between the electrons and the positively charged metal ions. And dear students, for amalgam there is a nice example. Okay, we have a nice example. Look here, have you ever seen this? If you have a decayed tooth, if you have a problem in your tooth, what the dentist will prefer, they'll prefer to fill the cavity. For that they use a special material, and it is a silver tin amalgam. Look this picture. The dental cavity is filled by what? Filled by a special kind of material, which is amalgam. And what kind of amalgam is used for this process? Silver tin amalgam is used for this process. So this is the practical application of amalgam. Okay, well, okay. Now let me tell you the summary of this amalgam. What is called as amalgam? It is an alloy of a metal with mercury. And what kind of bonding is present? There is a metallic bonding. The metallic bonding is between the negatively charged electrons and the positively charged metal ions. And where it is used, this amalgam is used in the dental filling. What kind of amalgam is used for such process? It is silver tin amalgam. Okay. Next, reasons for alloying. Why we have to convert the metal into alloy? There are 5 reasons given. Let us read them one by one. Look at the first reason. To modify the appearance and color. When a metal is converted into alloy, its appearance is improved, also its color is improved. So that is the first reason we alloy a metal. So what it is? To modify the appearance and color of the metal. Then secondly, to modify the chemical activity. The chemical activity of a metal is increased when it is alloyed. When a metal is doped with other metal, we get alloy. And in alloys, the chemical activity is more than that of the pure metal. Okay. Then third reason is to lower the melting point. Generally, metals possess higher melting point, but when the metals are converted into alloys, what is reduced? The melting point is reduced. And fourth reason is to increase the hardness and tensile strength. When a metal is converted into alloy, what is increased? Hardness is increased, as well as tensile strength is also increased. Then the final reason is to increase the resistance to electricity. Metals are good conductors of electricity, whereas alloys are poor or bad conductors of electricity. So when metal is alloyed, what happens? They become resistant towards electricity. So these are the 5 reasons for which we convert a metal into alloy. What are they? To modify the appearance and color, to modify chemical activity, to lower the melting point, to increase the hardness and tensile strength, and finally to increase resistance to electricity. Okay, so these are the reasons for alloying. The next, methods of making alloys. There are 2 methods given here. Let us see them one by one. Look here. The first method is by fusing the metals together. We have to take the metals which we need to convert into alloy, and by applying higher temperature they will be converted into liquid, and after converting them into liquid we will allow them to fuse together. As a result, we will get an alloy. So this is method number 1. How an alloy can be prepared? By fusing the metals together. When metals are allowed to fuse together, you will get an alloy. The example is given here. Brass made by melting of zinc and copper. So brass means pittalai. How it is made? It is made by fusing the metal zinc with the metal copper. Okay, so this is method number 1. Then come to method number 2, by compressing the finely divided metals. Finely divided means we have to convert the metal into its powdered form. Very finely means very small sized particles. Okay, so first the metals are converted into finely divided powdery form. Then after converting the metals into finely powdered form, they have to be compressed with each other. One metal has to be compressed with another. One metal powder has to be compressed with another metal powder, so that we will get what? We will get an alloy. So this is method number 2, by compressing finely divided metals. The example is wood metal. It is an alloy of lead, tin, bismuth and cadmium powder. Okay, and it is a fusible alloy. Okay, my dear students, so what are the methods of preparation of alloys given here? There are two methods given. What is the method number 1? By fusing the metals together. We have to take the metals and we have to allow them to fuse together. As a result, we can produce an alloy. Then secondly, by compressing the finely divided metals. The metals have to be divided to a very finely powdered form, and then they have to be added together, so that we will get an alloy. Okay, so these are the two methods. Then next slide is telling about alloys are considered as solid solutions. We know what are called as solutions. What are solutions? Can you remember? A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more things, but primarily we need two things to prepare a solution. What are they? One is solute and the one more is solvent. Do you remember what is solute and what is solvent? Yes, in a solution, the component which is present in a lesser amount by weight is called as solute, whereas in a solution, the component which is present in higher amount by weight is called as solvent. Okay, okay. So likewise in this alloys also we have two or more metals. So if we consider there are two metals involved in the preparation of an alloy, and one metal will be present in lower quantity whereas the other will be in higher quantity. So we can say that in an alloy, the metal which is present in a lesser amount can be considered as a solute, whereas the metal which is present in a larger quantity can be considered as solvent. That is given here. Alloys are considered as solid solutions in which the metal with higher concentration is solvent and the other metals are solute. Here there is an example is given. Brass, again pittalai. Brass is a solid solution of zinc and copper. Here zinc is the solute, which means zinc will be taken in small quantity whereas copper will be taken in large quantity. So we can say alloys can be called as solid solutions. Okay, okay. Then the next slide is types of alloys. Dear students, generally we have two types of alloys based on the quantity of iron present in them. Okay, so this is the criteria we have used to classify the alloys. So based on what we have classified, based on the iron content in an alloy, they are of two types. Let us see what are they. The type number 1 is ferrous alloys. What is type number 1? Ferrous alloy. They contain iron as a major component. Okay, so in the case of ferrous alloys, the amount of iron will be in large quantity, and the examples are stainless steel, nickel steel, etc. So what are ferrous alloys? It is an alloy in which the content or the quantity of iron will be the major one. The examples are stainless steel and nickel steel. Then secondly, non-ferrous alloys. It is just an opposite term to ferrous alloys. In the case of ferrous alloys, the quantity of iron content is very large, whereas in the case of non-ferrous alloys, the quantity of iron content is very, very low. So in the case of non-ferrous alloys, they do not contain iron as a major component. The example is aluminium alloy. Okay, okay. Then finally we have the types of alloys. For copper alloys we have two examples. Those are brass and bronze. Brass na pittalai, bronze na vengalam. Okay, brass is made of two metals. Those are copper and zinc, whereas bronze is made of two metals. Those are copper and tin. Then the uses of brass. Brass is used in electrical fittings, medals, decorative items and hardwares. Then bronze is used in making statues, coins, bells and gongs. Then aluminium alloys. These are non-ferrous alloys. There are two aluminium alloys given. Those are duralumin and magnesium. And duralumin is made of aluminium, magnesium, manganese and copper. It is used in making aircrafts, tools and pressure cooker. Then magnesium is an alloy which is made of two metals, those are aluminium and magnesium. It is also used in aircraft, scientific instruments. Okay, then finally we have iron alloys. These are also called as ferrous alloys. Okay, in the case of iron alloys we have two examples. One is stainless steel and the one more is nickel steel. Stainless steel is made by iron, copper, nickel and chromium. It is used in making utensils, cutlery and automobile parts. Okay, then nickel steel is made of iron, copper and nickel. It is used in making cables, aircraft parts and propeller. Okay, Mama. Okay, dear students, with this video ends. Here, what are the things we have seen so far? Shall we recollect one more time? We have discussed about what are called as alloys and what are called as amalgams. What is alloy? Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. The properties of alloys entirely changed. Okay, then amalgam. What is amalgam? It is an alloy of a metal with mercury, or simply we can say when a metal is mixed with mercury we get an amalgam. Then reasons for alloying. There are 5 reasons given. Then methods of making alloys. There are 2 methods: by fusing or by compressing the finely divided metals. Then alloys can also be considered as solid solutions. Types of alloys. Based on the iron content, we have 2 types of alloys. What are they? One is ferrous alloy and the one more is non-ferrous alloy. Then types. Copper alloys are non-ferrous alloys, aluminium alloys are non-ferrous alloys, whereas iron alloys are ferrous alloys. Okay, dear students, you can watch this video twice to have a clear and better understanding. Thank you.